I want to reiterate to anybody who listens to this or is interested in all this stuff that self-help and psychology is an evolving business. This is like what we know today. And the science of the brain, we're still learning a lot about it. But here's kind of what we know now. Here is the brain chemistry of trauma bonds. And this is really, really interesting for us people who love the science of how things happen. Because this is a fact. Trauma bonds are not in your head.
Uh-huh.
They're not in your head. What you are experiencing is real. So for people who are listening who are like, he's acting so weird or she's acting so weird now. What happened was what I experiencing real. Yes, it is real. And what happens is your brain chemistry literally changes during these relationships.
Wow.
Okay. So
Okay.
here's what's happened. We talk
Okay.
a lot about the feel-good chemicals in the brain.
Yes.
And I talk a lot about these as a recovery advocate. So our brain makes chemicals, and what addictive behaviors, drugs, alcohol, schmalcohol, gambling, all of these activities
Yeah.
actually can create dopamine in your brain.
Yes.
So toxic people can do exactly the same thing. Trauma bonds can do exactly the same thing. So dopamine, which is our anticipation chemical, so that's what's getting triggered. Intermittent affection. So the texting and then the not texting, the being affectionate and then not being affectionate, then returning to be affectionate. It creates a dopamine spike that is completely the same as gambling behavior.
Crazy.
So, for those who understand or have experienced anything like this, the race of excitement you get when you know you're going to be able to drink at the end of a long day and you've been looking forward to it all day, the race of excitement you get when you walk into a casino. It's before you even, it's like when the house takes your money is when the dopamine crashes and you're like, but that anticipation, like I'm getting what I need, that is the drug. So you keep hoping for the good version of the person to come back.
Yes.
Okay. So what comes next? Cortisol, the stress hormone.
The enemy.
Cortisol is the enemy.
Yeah.
It is the enemy when it's in your body as a middle-aged human. It is the enemy when it's in your body, for a lot of reasons, but
Yeah.
basically cortisol is the stress hormone.
Absolutely.
And emotional instability keeps your cortisol elevated.
Ooh.
So
It
by
does.
repeating these relationships, by putting yourself under that kinds of stress, by waiting for the person to call and then them for not to call, you are creating anxiety in your body, sleep disruption, obsessive thinking, and my personal favorite, I've been diagnosed with this more than once, hypervigilance.
Same. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So for those who don't know what hypervigilance is when you have been around certain kinds of trauma or bad behavior or whatever it is, and you're just looking for it everywhere you go.
Yeah.
So, for example, you start dating somebody new, they're in touch all the time, and then suddenly they disappear, and you're like, oh my God, I know that they're doing X, Y, and Z, and I know da 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 da. Oh my God, and da 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 da. And then later that night, you get a call like, oh my God, my car broke down, my phone died, and you're like, wow, I just went down a rabbit hole of crazy because I envisioned a set of scenarios that they're just stress in my brain. That is cortisol.
Yes. And I do have a lot of that sometimes.
Now, the triad, the third to the party. And when you go into recovery, addiction recovery, they talk a lot about this.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons they do not want you getting into relationships if you are single in your first year of recovery is they do not want oxytocin running through your body.
Why? Why is that?
Good question. Oxytocin is the bonding hormone.
Right.
So even painful relationships, people that are the worst human beings for you, create an attachment through physical closeness.
Yeah.
So emotional vulnerability and reconciliation moments. So for those of us who have ever had a friend who was like, well, the physical life is just so good, even though everything else was terrible, and they kept going back to them, or it's literally because they're creating oxytocin in their brain when they're having a physical relationship with this person. So you can almost think about it as being like controlled, you
Yes.
know?
Yes.
So this is why survivors often miss abusive partners even after they recognize the harm,
Wow.
because there's still a chemical piece to all of this. So
Yeah.
basically, you've got dopamine in waiting for the response you're going to get. You've got cortisol in the worry from not getting the response you want. And then you get this oxytocin when you reconnect, but it doesn't last.
Yeah.
So you crash again. So
Yeah.
these are the chemicals, and you have to think about it. I think it's really helpful to think about it as being an addict. You know, when you're
Yes.
trauma bonding, you are an addict. You are
100.
addicted to these chemicals running through your body. You're not addicted to the person who's making you feel this way. You might think you are, but you are addicted to the pattern of feelings that this person is creating in you.
Yeah. And it's hard to, I mean, for me, it was really hard after the abusive person that the connection was super intense, but super toxic. After that, it was hard for me to match that intensity with anybody. And
Yep.
so everything else felt boring. And that's
Yep.
why another reason that I'm single, because I need to heal and understand that a healthy relationship doesn't have to be intense. It can be a little intense, but it doesn't have to be a toxic, intense type of relationship to be fun.
Yes.
So we have to heal before we get into another relationship. I don't know if I'll ever get in another relationship. I think I want to find a Scottish man here in Spain. I don't know why it's Scottish, guys.
Oh,
It's so weird and
what's that?
specific. I know. I don't know why. Don't ask me why Scottish, because I don't even understand when they talk.
Just
You
start
know?
watching BritBox and Acorn. That's what I do. And
Okay, I'll do that for
you start
sure.
with the captions on, and then
Yeah.
because you won't get it at first, but now I'm like,
And you're like, oh, I know what they're saying. Yeah. Okay, so your body basically gets chemically attached to the cycle, which is why healing isn't just get over it, right? Your
Yeah.
nervous system has to recalibrate. And honestly, that takes compassion with yourself, not shame. And I honestly think that's where I am right now, still, like having to have compassion with myself and understand that, everything takes time, and now I'm wiser and I can spot stuff a mile away, but still,
Mm-hmm.
I'm still a little bit like, I don't want my peace to be disturbed because of all these stupid chemicals that are like torturing us.
Yeah.
Right? All the stupid
Yeah.
hormones
Yeah.
that are just crazy. Okay. Signs that your nervous system is in trauma bond. Okay. For example, you reread text like you're analyzing CIA documents, right? I do that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And even with people, like I want to understand, I don't know if that's my ADHD, but I want to understand exactly what they're saying. And you know what I do? Not with yours, Lindsay. Yours are very straightforward. With other people, I'm like, let me copy and paste and ask ChatGPT.
I knew you were going to say that. And what does ChatGPT say about your friends?
Well, the tone is really mean and this and that. I was like, oh, okay. I think that's my AU. I'm neurodivergent, obviously. All right. Your friends are exhausted hearing about the same person, right? And then you say, but when it's good, it's really good. Oh my gosh. Okay. Been
Yeah.
there. Have you ever been there? So annoying with myself.
No, because it was never really good when it was good. I was just thought it was passable.
Yeah. You settled, right?
Yeah.
Then that this is another signs that your nervous system is in trauma bond. You need 3 business days to recover after they leave you on red. I hate that. You need to, yeah. And then they reply like 3 days later or 4 days later. It drives me nuts. Also, another sign that your nervous system is in a trauma bond is you think that peace feels suspicious. I used to think so.
Because you're just waiting. You're like
Yeah.
waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Yes. Yes. Oh, I love this. Jose says, ChatGPT says, oh, it's Grace again. Yes, I have like 2,000 chats with ChatGPT, Jose. You know what? You know that. So another one is you mistake emotional confusion for spiritual connection. Hello. And you become a part-time FBI agent every time they change their texting pattern.
Oh my God.
I'm a pattern freak, so yeah. Are they seeing someone? Why are they not saying, good night, beautiful, and they're saying good night only? What is happening? I know, it's so crazy.
Here's the thing. I think some of it is normal because as you were saying that, I was just thinking about a few things and I was like, well, I still do a little bit of that.
We all do.
And I part of me thinks it is the danger of texting in general
Yeah.
as a communication form.
Yeah.
Because we're all just coming from such different places.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay, I want to actually show your video, the Reach Out Recovery one, before we move to the next segment, and then I'll show one of my videos, and then we're even. Okay.
Perfect.
Not getting along with your mom or your daughter, it's a unique kind of heartbreak. The strain can seep into every corner of your life. Your peace, your confidence, your other relationships can all suffer. The silence on holidays or days like Mother's Day, it's deafening. But healing is possible. I know because I've done it. And if reconciling isn't an option, healing, relief, and understanding are still possible for you. My book, The Mother-Daughter Relationship Makeover, offers 4 transformative steps to guide your journey. With revealing your backstory, you can uncover the roots of your relationship dynamics. With exploring your emotional and behavioral landscape, you can understand the patterns that shape your interactions. With discovering your triggers and repairing the damage of trauma, you can identify pain points and learn strategies for healing. And in step 4, you can either commit to the relationship you want or the new life you want by defining and pursuing the connection you aspire to have. See, here's the thing. No matter what your story, you deserve happiness and healing. And this book and 4-step process will help you get